Hey everybody, it's almost 7 o'clock on Friday night. It's been a long week. So wanted to come out here this evening and touch base with you guys as I told you that I would. I've been working. I'm not going to show it much on the screen because I don't want many people to see it until we get it filed, but it's one of the many documents that we're filing. I've got it about ready. And they'll figure out what court we're going to and how we're doing that when it happens. So that's just the way it's going to have to be. Looks like I was curious if somebody would try to rush it and get something filed this week. It didn't happen, which I think is wise. I mean, these things you don't want to push too fast. So it looks like that we'll probably be the first ones filing ours, certainly in the state court. So we fully intend to have this thing ready to go for Tuesday morning. The courts are closed Monday, actually, so we've got that an extra day there that I wasn't contemplating. I'd been so busy, I didn't catch that. So even though we have the timer set, I think Ryan's got the timer set on the website for tonight. We're going to let people go ahead and keep, if they want to, because the weekend's here now, they might have a little more time to keep getting added in, because we're going to ask the court for an injunction on this thing. So if people want to try to participate in that, we're going to leave it open through at least tomorrow. We have to give ourselves some amount of time because we have to let our clients actually, take a look and sign the verifications and stuff that are required. So that's going to take a little bit of effort to get that done. But again, if Ryan will adjust the timer, I'm not sure if he's going to adjust the timer or what he's going to do. But we're going to give people a little more time to decide what they want to do. A couple of things that I wanted to point out to you is I read something on the Illinois State Rifle Association website where they're talking about scammers. I don't disagree with them conceptually. I don't go out saying stuff like that, because it's just not appropriate. But you guys need to be careful, if you're out there in the state and people are trying to say, donate to this fund or that fund to help fight this, etc. Be careful with that. But in our circumstance where we're doing what we're doing, you're not just donating to a fund necessarily. You're actually hiring me to be your lawyer. So, when you're doing this with us, if you've made that decision, and I'm not even soliciting you guys at this point. You guys know that's not my style. But if you do decide to join in, you aren't just contributing to some generic fund. You're actually hiring me to represent you. So you can be assured, and it's no secret, you know who I am. So, but to the extent they're using those words like watch scammers, sadly, the State Rifle Association, when they say watch out for the scammers, they're trying to get you to give them money, right? So it's unfortunate that they would try to solicit you guys for money by generically attacking other people, but so be it. They can do whatever they want. I've talked to a lot of the lobbyists in the state and even in the nation that deal with gun rights issues, and none of them are completely excited about dealing with the State Rifle Association. So I'm not here to badmouth them, but they should not be out there generically criticizing people to try to benefit their own search for resources to fight this fight. So I just wanted to mention that to you. And then here you guys see the ever increasing number of counties across the state. You've seen the map of the red states and the red and the yellow, depending upon the approach the counties are taking to this law. It almost looks like the election cycle where we won 93 counties out of 102. And, most of those counties now, and even some of them up in the north in the collar counties, are pushing back on this issue of the gun bill. And I started chuckling, going, I didn't win that county during the election. Maybe you probably wish the people of those counties would have voted for somebody different for attorney general, because we wouldn't be allowing this to go unchecked if we were in the attorney general's office. But so be it. We'll work on it this way. Okay. So I'm going to look here real quick to see if we got any questions as far as, again, what's going on. It's not a whole lot to add. I've already explained to you guys kind of what this law says. And let me see if we got any questions before I wrap this up. Let me see here. Shane says, how long until JB gets all huffy and puffy about those not complying? He's already done that a little bit, Shane, but you know, people are going to listen to him. I mean, if you want to be huffy and puffy, if you choose to do that as a style and as a tactic, you better have something to back it up. Otherwise, you just look like a blowhard. And, you know, when he's threatening sheriffs, the sheriff's a constitutional office. There's not a damn thing Pritzker can do about the sheriff saying, we're not even going to pay attention to this. Nothing that Pritzker can do. And to say, oh, it's a state law, you have to comply. These sheriffs have the ability to determine for themselves whether they think a law is unconstitutional or not. And if they believe it's unconstitutional, they took an oath to the people that elected them not to enforce it and to protect them from it. So, you know, JB wants to go, it's a state law and you have to follow it. If JB wasn't the governor and we had a Republican legislature that passed a law that JB didn't think was constitutional, he wouldn't be standing there pontificating, oh, it's a state law, we got to follow it. He'd be going, no, don't follow it because it's unconstitutional. So it's situational blowhardness. You like that? Situational blowhardedness coming from Pritzker. He just needs to shut up. Let me see here. Jane, you asked about the under 21 people. They took that stuff out. So that stuff about under 21 came out of the bill. Man, you guys are typing so fast. Carolyn, my dear friend Carolyn, give it to the snake oil salesman. That's funny. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm about done. Is that Michael? Is there a definition of an assault weapon in Illinois? The answer is this new law has the provision in it, and it's subsection B within this House bill that has a very lengthy description about what constitutes an assault weapon. They give a generic description, and then they also list about every type of AR-15 that you can think of, Michael, is the answer. So it is in the statute, and they try to define it. They screw things up, especially when they get to assault weapons that include certain types of shotguns, etc. They screw it up significantly as it relates to semi-automatic shotguns. I'm not going to go into that here, but yeah, there is a definition in there. Joseph is asking about, with the amount of counties opposing it, will the state police enforce it? You know, the state police doesn't have the capacity to micromanage this type of stuff. I mean, you know, for example, if people that have this, let's say this law is still in effect in January, and that's 2024. That's a big if. And I mean, I'm getting way big if. I'm doing it backwards for you guys. Sorry. And people make their own personal decision that they're not going to register them. What's the state police going to do about that? I don't know how they deal with that. I mean, I don't think they have not only the resources, the practical ability to do it. So there's all kinds of problems with enforcement. That's why, as I told you guys yesterday, the state police is trying to get the drug task force, because again, every county has county deputies that participate in the state police drug task force. They're wanting those county deputies that are in the drug task force to participate in this enforcement. And again, the sheriffs that I've talked to told them all, we'll just withdraw from the drug task force. You know, we're there to help you deal with drug issues. We're not there to be the enforcers of this law that we're not going to enforce in any capacity. So state police, I don't know what the state police would do, to be honest with you. Somebody said something about the exemptions. Yeah, if you go into this bill and you look at subsection E as it relates to assault weapons, assault weapon attachments, 50 cal and 50 cal cartridges, and high capacity magazines, subsection E lists all of those who are exempt from these requirements. And it's based really on their connection to the public unions for the most part. And they're all exempt and can, I guess, as I told you yesterday, I was being a little facetious, but it's true. If you work as a jailer in the county jail and you pass out cheeseburgers to those in jail, you can own all the 50 cal you want. You don't have to register anything. So we're going to bring that up and deal with that. Yeah, you guys are talking about a stay. If we ask to stay and the judge grants it, we are going to ask the court for an injunction, state and or federal, and we'll see if we get one. Well, of course, Pritzker's an idiot. He doesn't know anything about weapons. They used this tragedy in Highland Park as it's almost like they used George Floyd, the tragedy with George, to catapult the Safety Act. They're using the tragedy in Highland Park to catapult this AR ban. Ironically, Highland Park had a ban on assault weapons that didn't keep this kid from doing what he did. So, talking about AR bans, people that know anything about weapons at all, if you've got a semi-automatic pistol with 10 clips on your side versus the AR with the 30-round clip, are they different? Yes, they're different. What can you do if you're trained with either one of those options? A lot of bad things if somebody's inclined to do bad things. But yeah, Pritzker doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. What is the chances of overturning this unconstitutional law? Hernandez. I think it's high, right? I think there's a very high chance of overturning it for a couple of reasons, state and federal, and we're going to bring those up. Okay, I think that's about it, you guys. So again, I appreciate it. Clinton, I understand the difference between a clip and a magazine. The words are used generically. People understand both of them. Technically, I understand the difference. I'm a certified instructor for kids in the state of Illinois. I know exactly what the difference is. Find something else to complain about, Clinton. Come on, brother. Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Call it a clip, call it a magazine, call it whatever you want to call it. Everybody knows what they're talking about. Brian, if you join the case, are we going to be part of both the state and the federal? Answer is yes. We're starting in the state court, but we're going to shortly be behind. We may not be the first one to file in the federal court, but we'll be there too. But we've got some solid state court arguments that we need to make. Somebody said something about the lawsuit going to help 50 cal. I mean, it's no different. 50 cal assault weapons, they're all categorized as something trying to exclude in this law. So dealing with the assault weapons and dealing with the 50 cal and everything, it's all together. They're not separated in any fashion. So Springfield Armory's I'm not working with Springfield Armory. They can do whatever it is they're going to do, and that's fine. But no, I'm not working. I'm working with citizens of the state. I'm not working with these big organizations. Republicans claim they already have lawyers on this. Okay. I don't know who those Republicans are that Todd's talking about, but what do they mean they have lawyers already on it? Good luck, because all I can tell, those Republicans, they didn't help people in the COVID issue very much, but I wish them the best of luck. All right, guys, that's it. As I told you when we started, I'll finish it with that. We're going to, since the holiday's on Monday, we're going to go ahead and Ryan will change the countdown or whatever it is, give people a little more time if they want to. I've been working, again, you can see I'm kind of looking like I've just been sitting in this chair for the last 4 or 5 days straight, getting these documents ready, and I'm pretty much got them ready to go. I'm just going to, again, today would have been pushing it too fast, and so we're going to be ready to go next week. So if you have any questions, email Ryan. Take care, you guys. Love you. See ya.